Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of healingstars.com. This is the chart. It's set for London in the UK and it's almost 10 o'clock at night, British summertime, just a few minutes off. Now, a full moon is often, we look at a full moon, we can see it the day before and the day after. So it is really a 3-day process. And always this time of year, the full moon is always in Aries. Here it is, Aries in that red sector. And opposite the sun in Libra, green. Notice those colours, they're very relevant. You know, Aries is governed by Mars, red energy, and Libra is all about relationships. Now, first of all, the sun and Venus are side by side. Venus is invisible right now. It does this every time it moves from being a morning star to an evening star. And it's known as Venus in the underworld. And I will be giving a webinar on this process because it's very important. But Venus is also in Libra, its own sign. Opposite, the moon in Aries is right next door to Chiron. That's the archetype of the wounded healer. And Chiron is a 50-year orbit, and so if you are around the age of 54-ish, you will be going through your Chiron return. And Chiron is the wounded healer, and once it's done that first orbit, it means that you then become the healer. And it is known also as a maverick. It's also known as an awakening energy. And that is so relevant, I believe, in the world right now. It's celebrating its birthday soon, Chiron. It'll be on the 1st of November. It was discovered in 1977. So Chiron, the wound. And what is that wound about? The self, Aries. And what is Libra all about? It's about love. So I do feel very strongly at this time that self-value, self-love, feeling worth, self-worth, all these, everything to do with self, that means that once we heal those wounds, that all of us have wounds, then we can step into leadership and love, true relationship. We have, apart from that opposition, which is really strong, we do have, I'm looking at Mercury down here. Mercury is now forward, it's still in Virgo, it's changing very soon into Libra, but notice the blue line up to Pluto. And that's a trine, a flow of energy. Pluto is just literally only yesterday has moved forward again. And October starts the process of planets moving forward. Pluto and then Saturn. That is very important for anyone who wants to start something new. Maybe that's a relationship, or it could be a website, it could be a business, anything. Moving house, all of those things are new. And Mercury is, because it's forward, is still at this full moon exalted in Virgo. However, my expression nowadays is meanwhile back at the ranch, if you know that one. You're as old as me. Mars. Now Mars governs Aries. All signs have a planet that governs them. So Aries is governed by Mars, and currently Mars is in Gemini, and it's at a right angle, you can see that strong red line, to Neptune in Pisces. Mars will be going retrograde at the end of October, and it's spending, forever, 6 months in Gemini. So throughout that transit, where Mercury is going to be very, very important, because Gemini is in turn governed by Mercury. So for you Geminis out there, this is a really important time for you because you're getting the dynamic energy of Mars. And one phrase that came to my mind only yesterday was, the pen is mightier than the sword. And that is very appropriate for Gemini. It's all about communication. It's all about, writing, recording. It's connects to Neptune, so it's dreams. It's the Neptune is all about the invisible realm. It's the god of the sea. It's also the movies. So, what are you watching right now if you are into movies or TV? And I noticed not so nice things are going on right now. That I avoid what I call really nasty films or bios or whatever. But there seem to be quite a lot of them around. But Neptune is all about the dream. And in turn, Neptune is associated with Jupiter. Now, here's Jupiter, retrograde, so much retrograde at the moment. Retrograde basically means reviewing, going back and having more understanding and comprehension of what each planet has been showing you. So Jupiter will return to Pisces, which is Neptune's sign. So that strengthens the quality of Neptune, the visionary, the mystic, the psychic. Do any of those ring any bells for you? And also it is to do with healing. And we did have Jupiter and Neptune join this year. That was a very significant joining that happens very rarely. So we are hopefully going to be returning to that very positive quality that Neptune can bring. Music, of course, is very important for Neptune and Pisces both. And music that lifts you up, that opens your heart. And I've got a music list that I've used for many years on workshops, which is my go-to music list. And I go, which one would I choose? Well, certainly with the death of the Queen, I Grieve is the song that comes to my mind, Peter Gabriel, because I think as a collective, all of us have been going through that process, some more than others. If you're tuned in to that collective, then it could well have affected you. And important to let that energy go and be transformed. That's what Pluto wants. It does want transformation. In Capricorn, it is very, very grounded. It's a good word to use for Capricorn. And also, what else is going on? Well, let's have a look a moment at Saturn. Here is Saturn. It likes the sign of Aquarius. And notice it's at 18 Aquarius. Where's the Sun? 16 of Libra. There is a flow of energy in 2 days' time, literally 2 days' time, which is also extremely good for building foundations, because that's what Saturn likes, organised structure that has that heart energy, has that relationship quality about it, because the Sun is in Libra. And that is an important, it's not going to be for very long, but you can take into account like a week, because the Sun is moving 1 degree per day. If you don't know that, I just told you. So the Sun is always steady. It never goes retrograde. The Moon never goes retrograde. So the Sun wants to lead us forward into the future, and the Moon always is about the past. It's about memory. So for you, watching this today or tomorrow maybe, think about the Moon and Chiron and the woundedness that Chiron does represent. And one wonderful phrase that a lovely astrologer called Howard Sasportus once said is, the gift is in the wound, which is extremely important and the basis of all the work that I do with clients and on my workshops, that we all have gifts, and many of them have been forgotten. And many of them, once we go, oh, I have that gift. Yeah. Look at the Sun in your chart. I'm leading a course at the moment, and we've just done the first module all about the Sun, because where the Sun is where you personally shine. What area of your life, and the houses represent areas of your life. If it's in the 7th house, for instance, it's all about relationship for you. I have it in my 5th house, which is all about creativity, My whole life has been revolved around creativity. Here, of course, we get, because I have set this, I'm not showing you ascendant, descendant, etc., but certainly it's in the 4th house in the UK. So this is very much about family and stability and rootedness, and also ancestors. They represent the 4th house too. So thank you for watching. Pam Carruthers of healingstars.com.